Hello everyone and welcome to the first mission of my Halo Reach Legendary Speedrun Guide. Today I'll be doing the mission Winter Contingency. The current world record holder is MunKK1 and his time is 7 minutes 4 seconds. In this run I get it to 10 minutes 24 seconds. Not the world record, but still that's relatively middle of the pack, which is pretty good. And this one does use the Falcon glitch as well as using certain other techniques that I've watched on other um, speedrun guides or speedruns, and this is of course on legendary difficulty. So typical 45, 46 seconds, you're going to finally get out of the Falcon, and you're going to immediately want to start sprinting to try to hit some of these slide jumps. As you saw there, you don't want to hit certain areas on the slide jumps because they could ruin certain times. I believe what you want to be down there is about 57 seconds. I was 5 seconds late. Most people can, if you're fast enough, you are usually able to kill this elite. That's how you know if you're on par with most people. And by the way, you don't want to keep, especially if you have sprint up, you don't want to just start shooting that thing for no reason. That actually ruins some of my time. Jump over, you're going to want to use sprint for that, by the way. And if you're lucky, you can hit that bounce, which lands you up onto the platform instead of going through the house. This entire part of the run is pretty simple. You just try to avoid making any major mistakes that can affect your run, like hitting obstacles, not using sprint at the correct time. Because there are times you're going to want to use sprint. Like that was pretty well timed instead of going sprinting over it, which would have again, it's pretty much you want to find areas to use sprint and not to use sprint. And if you accidentally use it, you can always toggle it off by hitting whatever button you have for Spartan special abilities. But as soon as you get into the fight sequence where we are now, you just want to simply hug the right side, and if you're fast enough, you pretty much get out unscathed, as you see right here. And then for this first half of the area, you're going to want to hug this right side. Now, the goal in this area is to get as far away from June's Falcon as possible, because if June is in the Falcon will despawn. If June is still in the Falcon, we can't do the glitch. If he's not in the Falcon, we can do the glitch. So the entire purpose of this is trying to put as much distance between you and June as possible. The reason why we take out this route, by the way, is also taking out the two grunts that hold plasma pistols. Sometimes both of them will hold one, but regardless, you're going to pick up a plasma pistol here. You also want to go through that hut that I just went through, hug this left side, jump over, and as you see right here, the Falcon spawned in. That was kind of your little side of the Falcon. That's how you know you did it right, if you don't see June's indicator. Alright, you're going to want to get inside this little truck, start running. Just keep driving until you get to right here. You're going to get out, you're going to hop up, start sprinting up this hill. Try to use the rocks as cover so you don't get sniped by the jackal marksman behind you. As soon as you see it, you want to get up to the top, hit it at the nose of the Falcon, and wait for a good bounce. If you feel like the Falcon didn't get a good flip in, you're going to want to try to keep EMPing it until it flips over. As soon as it flips over, you have access to the Falcon. Alright, as soon as you have access to the Falcon, you're going to want to hug this right side around this mountain to get you into the next area. As soon as you see it, there's that spirit dropship. You're going to want to go right for the spirit dropship. To help us out, we're going to actually target their turret. That way it just sets down. I believe it sets down faster once you take it down. You're going to want to set down the Falcon, not in between, because there's a possibility that you could get caught on some of these mountains. Sometimes it'll flip you out if you're caught in between. So the best way you want to do it is to be a little bit of, like, hover a little bit above it. Like right here is the good one. You want to keep your nose inside, whereas your basically the back end of your falcon is still poking out. That way you're able to really have your falcon inside. Right about here is where you're going to want to start really pressing down on your thumbstick. But once you get that checkpoint and you're still inside the spirit and you're moving, that means you did this correctly and you can get out of the spirit safely, and that means you glitched out of the loading zone. Now, this area right here, you just follow it around, follow the road, very simple. And you want to get low enough where this area loads in. And then this is pretty much the area that you typically see when you spawn in, when you do it the normal way. And it's, I believe, 7 or 8 enemies. I'm pretty sure it's 9 though. Yeah, 7 or 8. Doesn't matter. Just kill the enemies. Once you kill all the enemies in the area, you're going to want to touch down the falcon on top of this building. Get out. Get that checkpoint. Get back in. You could also go down to the area, talk to Cat, and then you can get in to the falcon. It doesn't really matter. Another thing you're going to want to do in this area is you're going to want to, and by the way, the reason why I did this is in MunKK1's run, he went out this way, he glitched out, and he came back, and he was able to despawn this entire area, which saved him 2 minutes pretty much on the run. So if you can figure it out and do it, by all means, feel free to go ahead. But this is the way that I understand how to do it. Make sure you also stay inside this area. It's a very important little tidbit of information. Make sure you don't leave this area, because you could get stuck outside and you won't be able to finish the run. Another thing you're going to want to be careful for in this area especially is waiting. You want to listen for June, because June will have a certain bit of information that really pertains to whether you're able to get out of your falcon or not. Listen for dropships incoming or something like that, and once you hear that, get out of the falcon, otherwise you might get stuck. When Cat is ready, when Cat tells you that she's just about there, land your falcon, make it kind of like a shield, and try to get out of the falcon. Pretty much just waiting here will be about 50 seconds for me. It might change, it might vary from person to person. But regardless, the guarantee is that that door will always close and this door will always open. We're almost there. This is a pretty good section of the mission that's almost done. And our time is at 8:30, which is not that bad. Definitely way worse than the world record. But again, we're not going for world record breaking performances. This is of course a guide. Skip that cutscene. Take out these valves on the tanker. And then these enemies will spawn in. Sometimes you might get lucky and take a few of them with you. And then just start clearing out enemies. If you're lucky, you could also get the Elite Zealot here if you're able to get to a plasma pistol. If not, no worries. We'll be able to take out the other Zealot in the next room. For now, though, just worry about taking out these Jackals and Grunts. If you're wanting to be a little bit aggressive, this is the time to do it. That way you can save a little bit of time. Of course, me being a little too cautious did affect my time. But if you're balls to the wall, feel free to go for it. I mean, there's no reason not to. Guaranteed, when you get to this room, you're going to want to always toss a couple of plasma grenades over here to fast pace, to quickly take out those grunts that come out of that door. They always come out of that door. Now, if you don't see any more grunts, you're going to come around, get your plasma pistol out. There's one of them right there. The concussion rifle one is what we saw in the other room. But the other one is the sword guy, and that one's going to come out that way. Took one down. The last one is right here. And there we go. That's Winter Contingency done in 10 minutes 24 seconds. I'll see you guys next time for the mission Oni Sword Base, and that'll be a lot more difficult than this mission. Thank you guys for watching.
How long?
Question of my life. If the question is, when will the station be back online? 2 weeks, earliest. This is plasma damage. All major uplink components are fried.
2 minutes is too long.
Which is why I'm splicing into the main overland bundle to get you a direct line to Colonel Holland. You're in my light, Commander.
Find out what she knows.
What's your name? Do you live around here? Arnevim George.
Shada.
Shada. Se Nev. Your accent sounds familiar. Shapron?
Tangari.
Friend of yours?
Father.
Sha'ainalom. I'm sorry.
Why would you be?
Big man forgets what he is sometimes.
She just lost her father. She needs a full psychiatric workup.
She's not the only one.
Lock it down, both of you. Get her on her feet. The body stays here.
Thank you, sir.
Signal. It's patchy, but it's there.
I'll take it.
Let's not touch anything. You wouldn't want to ground this place.
Barely getting you. What's your situation? Over?
Colonel, this is Noble One. There are no rebels. The Covenant are on Reach. Acknowledge?
Come again, Noble One. Did you say Covenant?
Affirmative. It's the Winter Contingency.
May God help us all.